Hey folks, how's it going? I just need to turn on the light. Alright. Need to be able to see a little bit of what I'm doing. So I'm actually just waiting on pizza to be made. My darling Alita is making the pizza. I thought I'd quickly get this SE done because I was supposed to get it done earlier today, but you know how it is, time. Let's see, hopefully I've got the right screens for these. I'm pretty sure the ones I've got should do it. They are refurbished original 5S type units, so it should do the trick. And when enough people are here, I'll bring up the logos. Because I'm trying to get some shirts done, shirts like this but with a logo on them. Try and look a little bit professional rather than some random hack that lives in rural outback Australia. Mate. Hey, Byron from Canada. I always keep thinking you're from Byron Bay here in Australia, but of course that's completely not true. Oof, this is a nice job. Hey Ed, Matthew, Steve, Arnold, Sutter, Crazy J, James, 3X. Hey, 3X has been here. Travis is here too. Who else have I missed? Yeah. Oh man, this is going to need a new battery too. Blimey heck. I didn't even do the strip right. Here we go again. 10-minute tech, hard at work. I mean, it's not that hard to do these things right, is it? Is it? No wonder Apple keeps winning when it comes to Congress and stuff like that, denying people the ability to have the right to repair, because there are plenty of people who should have no rights to open these things up. You're telling me pizza's ready, are you? No?
I came all this way
Yeah.
for you to open this, just to open it before I got to your door.
What, was it just really loose or?
It was pretty tight, but not as tight as normal.
Oh, okay, so your own inner strength opened it up.
Yes, I was just ignoring it, and then I went,
Yep, you should have tried that before you came down. Oh well.
are you doing a video? Or just
Yeah, I'm alive now.
so
Yeah.
you were dead before.
Yeah, I was dead before. Zombie boyfriend. Right, looks like pizza's going to be about 20-25 minutes away, because that was just the opening of the tomato paste lid. Which is good, because it gives me the time I need to do this. Ah. Of course, that's the non-magnetic one. Well, at least they did manage to make sure the non-magnetic screw was still there. If you put a normal screw in that place, what will happen is it'll upset the compass, and you get a bunch of weird readings. Dublin's in full lockdown again. Don't know what you're going to do about that. Hopefully I've got a spare battery for the SE. Please tell me I have a SE 5S. Come on. Aha. I'm so happy with my past self. I actually did have an SE battery. Thank goodness for that. Anyway, this one's taken a hell of a beating. It's started to leak everywhere. Well, it's got that teenager look, teenager face look. Where it's got all spots and pimples and defects everywhere. Yeah, I can feel them under there. And there's like one just coming through. Definitely has to be replaced. Hey Barry, Mike Summerside, afternoon to you. Even though it's evening here, James Ewing. Okay, let's see if we can get this out. Mongrel. Of course we weren't going to get that out because it was a third party aftermarket one. No worries. So what we do is we use the old alcohol method. Put that in there and hope it works. I am very cautious when I'm doing this, by the way. I'm not just casually ripping away at it. How does this even happen? You can come in from the top, but if you do that, just make sure you skirt over the first sort of like centimetre, like keep the blade lifted up, because there is the cross flex that goes to the buttons and the switch. And what a lot of people do is they'll drive in the blade and they'll tear up that flex, and that flex is a major pain in the butt to replace, so don't do that. In fact, it's so much so that most of the time if I find that happens, I just, heck, it's easy to change the chassis. Oh, you little mongrel, you ran away in there. Get back out here, you... Honestly, it's like trying to haul a bobbit worm out of the sand. You gotta be careful those little mongrels don't drag you back into the sand and eat you. If you don't know what a bobbit worm is, Google for it. YouTube probably has some excellent videos on them. Terrifying little brainless alien worms that just devour everything. You go, ooh, pretty sparkly rainbow coloured worm. And then you're dead. Hey, Catherine. There we go. I think that's a 2018 battery. High time for it to be replaced anyway. Looks like it's seen a bit of a rough life. Yeah, they are very scary. It's a good thing they're not like 70 foot long. It's like pencils all over again. Beetlejuice worms. I think the bobbit probably makes the Beetlejuice worm run away. Oh wow! Just look at that. You're kidding me? Can you guys see that? That just impaled oneself with tweezers. Look at that. Screw missing. To be fair, that could have just fallen out. I can't legitimately criticize him for that. That probably is just a... This screw has fallen out. That's normal for this one here to come out. Don't think Jim's gonna make it. Hey Greg. This thing's seen some... Downside is I might have some spares. Looks like the whole display assembly is kind of jacked up pretty bad. Amazingly, the home button is intact. That's one thing to be happy for, I guess. Hey, Tony W. And Jim's here. Hello, Jim. Welcome. Good to see you made it. Nice that YouTube is notifying you rather than me. Ed Soulshop from the Philippines. Hello. Welcome. You're not going to learn anything here, but it's nice to have another phone repairer on board. We'll have an examination of that flex and see if we can repair it. It's missing everything. Yeah, I get a free LED strip light in the trash. Mike, what are you supposed to be fitting a phone screen? What phone screen are you supposed to be fitting? I love how they say, yeah, yeah, I suppose maybe I will fit it. Normally I only bother with one strip with the 5 series, but this does look like it should barely just fit. By the way, the Molten Wi-Fi laptop from last night, for those who watched, I was in contact with the owner today, and they were very happy about knowing that it was fixable. And it turns out that the guilty liquid in question was Monster Energy Drink. So there you go. Monster Energy Drink will very nearly destroy your laptop. It's probably not the ideal advertisement for them. Then again, I'm sure they'll still consider it a bonus. Yeah, I've never encountered one with Monster Energy Drink before, or V, or Red Bull, or anything like that. But it's interesting to see that there's obviously a fair bit of conductivity going on in that. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Amazingly, the lens is in reasonable condition. Okay, we are missing that sensor component there. It's pretty gunked up. So I'll see if I can find a replacement outright. Let's see, 5S. 5S. It does that to circuit boards. What's it doing to your stomach? I gotta admit, it won't stop me drinking V. I can't stop drinking that. Okay. I should clarify, I only drink V occasionally when I take a trip to Townsville. And I guess I'm being naughty. I'm like, I'll have myself a naughty little... Oh, this is beautiful, this one. We're going to use this one. Looks like Paul's got a few too many iPhone 5S type boards lying around. Hey, Hetek. Got a 4924 today. Water damage, mostly killed some resistors. Nice, easy one after watching all the video. I honestly almost want to just fit that on and clean it up, but I can't. Especially considering there's a crack in the bottom there. Classic place for a crack. That, I'm just going to throw that pretty much in the junk. Probably the same as Coca-Cola, quite likely. Yeah, similar effect for sure. This is certainly a fairly pristine 5S backplate and flex. So it'll be nice to use it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to keep it for a special rainy day or anything. I mean, now is the rainy day, so to speak. Paul, don't botch it up. Wow, this feels original. Yeah, it genuinely feels original. I feel bad that I'm violating this to put onto another phone. It never did anything wrong. Oh, we even got the little shroud. That's a rare one. Are you kidding me? You broke off? Oh. Okay, bad news. That sensor also broke off. They do seem to be a little bit sensitive when they have a crash or something like that. It seems to be a favourite thing of theirs to do is to just break clean off. This one's attached. The sensor is in there, so I can probably recover it, but we'll use the other one instead. But damn it. That doesn't... And you're probably a 5C or something. Oh, well, let's see if we can solve this one then. Fine, be like that. You hear me being all cantankerous. It's an SE replacement, for goodness sake. I mean, it's not supposed to end in this sort of drama. It's very pristine. I'm a little worried it might have actually taken the contacts off the bottom. No, that's a goner. So yeah, it's just completely taken all those off. Okay, so what we can do, we clean up those pads and we can try and transplant another one. As far as I know, they should be compatible between each other. Travis, I'm not sure. I mean, it's got to be close, but I wouldn't like to put money on it either way. I think... Wow, this one's even got the shroud on it too. Wow. I'll try to find one that is a bit busted up. The flex itself is damaged or something, rather than destroying that one. The trouble is you do get to the point where you just basically are tossing these things out. Oh blimey heck, we've got another one that's perfect. Every time I think I need to start soldering, I find another reason not to solder. But I may have to, at some point... Then again, I could just buy more. So we're ending up stripping about 5 or 6 phones just to get one set of parts. Not entirely efficient. This, I'm guessing, is genuine. Alright, by the way, I'm going to show the logos that I've got. So just maximize. And bring them up. It's going to be on the wrong window. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Alrighty. So is this? Yeah, this is them. So basically this is the original logo. And then these are just the iterations that I made, and eventually I sort of ended up at around about, well, take your pick, you know. Sort of go top left, bottom right. Let me know what you think. The reason why I'm switching over to, well, creating a 2D logo is, like I said, for the embroidery purposes. It's certainly significantly easier to get a good representation if you have a simpler logo. Something that's flat, doesn't have any fanciness in it. Oh, come on. Oh, there you are. Bottom right, one up to the left and right. So, hey tech, you're talking about, so this one here, and maybe these two. Yeah, unos dos. I had my logo before, the Blender one, but the Blender, as far as I seem to recall, is a 3-armed logo. Right, finally, we've got a working option. Okay, top right, so we're talking that one. Yeah, Tony W, it's actually P, L, and D, kind of like intertwined. And yeah, as S says, you know, the 3D one, they're all my 3 initials. The Luma Blade Rep. You need thicker lines. Third, second has the best to use negative. Yeah, I like the use of negative space. This one here is probably the best in terms of embroidery options, but I would say this one here could be viable, except for these very fine asymptote type lines, but we'll just have to truncate them. PLD water pump repair. Oh, there you go. You know. Okay, so I'm guessing most people seem to be homing in on this one here. Okay, well, we'll switch back to the overhead now. Matthew, you're going to get yourself killed with talk like that. If we don't hear from Matthew ever again, we'll know what happened to him. Get rid of the what? Lady blade. What the hell? Oh, the left blade. I have in the past looked at doing just getting rid of the left blade, but it always looks wrong. So I found having the four blades is the best in the end in terms of visual acceptance. I mean, you are technically correct. Removing one would be technically ideal, but it just never, visually it looks wrong. It throws the balance out. Jeez, we got the spammers in on the fast, eh? Thanks, Jim. You're faster than me. Let's see, am I missing anything? Ah. Stuff is fiddly as. What's scary is I used to do this, as I'm sure most of us did, without a microscope or anything. And just be like, nope, maybe a magnifying glass if we're desperate. My first couple of MacBook repairs were all done without a microscope. That was no fun. It probably contributed to the deterioration of my eyesight. Matthew Fox, problem working at home. The boss can chat whenever she wants. Yeah, I've been working at home now for 20 years, and it's working well. But there does have to be that mutual respect. If you got that, then it works. Yeah, I know I project a certain look or behaviour that says to my wife, do not disturb, without actually having to say do not disturb. And she does the same to me when she's writing and she's trying to get a book idea out onto onto paper in a hurry. And if I start making a little bit too much noise around the house, she'll be like, and I'll be like, sorry. I'm in big trouble. Do not disturb writers. They're cantankerous beasts. Do you spend your off time in the workshop office? Right now there really isn't a balance, I'll be honest. At this point it's work, sleep. Work, sleep. Occasionally I'll walk out in the backyard and say hello to the fur kids. Sometimes it can be really difficult to tell whether you've successfully pushed into that recess for the earpiece or whether you've just gone and folded it over and made it so no one can hear anything out of it. Did you build the fence? Yes, the fence has all been done. It's the ceiling that I'm working on actually. Hey Sergio. Been a long time since I've seen or said that name. Used to know several Sergios. Alright, this home button needs a bit of TLC. Any 555. That is the fun thing with these older phones, is they usually have a lot of, you got to spend a fair bit of time cleaning them up, sorting out things like that, getting rid of all the years of caked up crud. It doesn't matter how pristine the person is or anything like that. Crud does just build up. And so you just need to clear it away. Bit more 80-20 isopropylene. Yeah, Angel. It's SE, first edition. Still good phones. About the only thing I really don't like about the SE is that the TriStar is underfilled and right next to the CPU. But that aside, I don't have any complaints about it. Put the letter PD in the center of the logo. 3X, yeah, I've gone through all those sort of iterations back in about the year 2000 or 1999 when I was trying to do all that. And I came up with like hundreds of different designs. And in the end, I settled down to this spin logo. And I've been happy with that ever since, so I'm not going to change that, given that I've basically already gone through a lot of those iterations that you're talking about. And in theory, when I first tried them, it was like, okay, I want to do it this way, I want to separate it, but I was never happy with the balance or the simplicity. That either end up too busy, unreadable, out of balance, and I was just like, nah. So in the end, that's when I came up with the four-arm spin, and I've been happy with that ever since. Oh, Ruslan, yeah. Micro's picture is there because it captured Lewis Rossman. That's the only reason why Lewis Rossman knows who I am to this day, is because Micro's picture on, I think it was on Twitter at the time, and Lewis, I messaged Lewis about something, and Lewis noticed Micro, and so yeah, it's all Micro's fault. I shouldn't say fault, no. If it wasn't for Micro, it would have just been another ignored fanboy. Hey, Leader's here. Hello, sweetie. Do you need me to come up now for the pizza, or we're still waiting on that? That's not meant as a hurry up or anything, that's just curious. Oh, that's right, I'm one screw down on this, so we're going to steal it from another one. Gaspode, everybody brings that up. You put four arms on anything and someone's going to come up and think it's a swastika, but it's not. It's just my letters put together, and I can't stop people from imagining that. Funnily enough, a lot of the original incarnations were being handled by a German marketing company for me at the time. So, yeah. Well, there's always the Buddhist version. Okay, that's good. Which I think is in the opposing rotation. But yeah, I am aware of occasionally some people think that they'll extrapolate the arms and sort of decide that there's a swastika behind there, but there genuinely isn't. Fanspin, hey, there you go. Thanks, Kay. It's the Fanspin logo. Oh, my pizza is ready. That's it. Pizza's ready. I am out of here. So I might be back later, probably not, but I might. So you just have to sit around and wait and see. Anyway, I'm out of here. Catch you all later.